Prologue. You are listening at FameTV.info. Prologue. The most tragic interdimensional traveler in history, the happiest interdimensional traveler in history, was the hottest virtual reality online game in 2XXXCE. Its name was a bit cheesy, but as soon as it appeared, it occupied almost the entire game market. Its top-notch technologies made it a second life arena for people. In a murky cave in the game, a player was holding a skill book in his hands, laughing like crazy. F***CK. Yeah! Item upgrade. Wahahaha. I'm rich now. I'm rich now. He laughed like crazy for 5 or 6 minutes and only stopped when he was about to feel a pain in his chest. But his body still quivered non-stop from head to toe. He stared greedily at the skill book in his hands, ready to use it immediately to learn this skill which can help him make a meteoric rise. Oh. What's going on? But right at this moment, his surroundings suddenly looked like unstable TV signals, beginning to warp while flashing repeatedly. Could it be a power outage? Impossible, even if the electricity is cut off, there's still the backup power source. Could it be something has happened to the game's system? When this person was considering whether or not to quit the game temporarily, his surroundings seemed no longer able to endure and they suddenly shattered. Yes, they shattered, like a mirror, breaking into many pieces until the pieces looked like light dots and disappeared. That person was scared stiff for a long time by this abrupt accident. After regaining his composure, he discovered that he was falling down non-stop. Everything around him was in chaos and filled with all kinds of colors. The distinct feeling of falling down warned him that he was going down faster and faster. This unprecedented situation struck fear into him. He shouted unceasingly at the game controller on his left wrist. Quit. Quit. Force quit. F***CKU. Why can't I quit the game? In the end, he gave up shouting to quit and began to look around in terror, only to see streamers of different colors. It was simply impossible for him to tell where was where. Where am I gonna fall down to? I'm merely in a VR game. If I keep falling down like this, where am I gonna end up? All of a sudden, this person trembled with astonishment. Could it be? Could it be? I'm traveling through dimensions. My body is still in the game pod, but my soul is going through dimensions. As if to respond to his guess, the lower region of this colorful area gradually turned into a formless mass of gray. It was even possible to vaguely catch glimpses of the scenery below through the gray clouds. There seemed to be a street with even people going on it. I have arrived, I have really traveled through dimensions. After being stupefied for a moment, he finally turned his face to the sky and laughed out loud, wahahaha. Your grandpa has traveled through dimensions. The effort I put into memorizing historical records, researching science, and studying the history of interdimensional travel, all kinds of novels about interdimensional travel, won't be a waste. I know everything in heaven above and on the earth beneath. Papermaking, smelting, architecture, etc. There's no necessary skill in interdimensional travel that I haven't mastered. Kiki. The world. Beautiful women. I am here, oh. What's going on? Hey, hey. Are you kidding me? The complacent guffaws suddenly stopped and turned into terrified shrieks, because he noticed that apparently the closer he got to the gray clouds below, the more ill he felt, even to the point that it gave him a feeling of suffocation. Moreover, many crack-like things had appeared around him and they were traveling in all directions. When a crack brushed his shoulder, a part of his shoulder suddenly went missing. It looked like it had been removed by an eraser. The touched part immediately disappeared. In addition, a small piece of his shoulder was separated from his body and turned into a mass of black mist. What made him despair even more was that the cracks around him kept increasing in number, while swallowing his body non-stop like a group of piranhas. Or perhaps, his soul. The happiness of interdimensional travel was replaced by the fear of death. Don't play with me like this, okay? Ouch, a crack cut across him. His entire right leg was separated from his body and turned into black mist. What's going on? The books didn't say this is what happens when traveling through dimensions. His right arm was cut off from there. His right hand, still holding tightly that item upgrade book, was floating in the air. As the world below drew closer and closer, there were also more and more cracks. In addition, a type of transparent air mass appeared. Those soul fragments, which had been torn off by the cracks, were enfolded by the air masses and slowly disappeared. Is there a mistake here? I'm a freaking interdimensional traveler. I'm the damn main. Before he could finish those actors' lines, he dissipated in the chaos, leaving behind only soul fragments of varying sizes, which in turn were destroyed by the transparent air masses. However, at this moment, a skill book had already reached the bottom edge of the gray clouds. Wrapped in a group of soul fragments, it passed through the gray clouds to enter the world below. A transparent air mass also went out after it. Interdimensional travel was not so easy. Each plane of existence had its own planar laws. Everything that was not part of this world would be deemed a virus and eliminated by the planar laws. This bit player who did not even have a name was naturally not the main character. This tragic bit player's soul failed to go through dimensions and as a result was shattered with most of it destroyed. He was now as dead as mutton. Could he be considered the most tragic interdimensional traveler in history? However, that group of soul fragments which had escaped and that game skill book were not governed by the laws of this plane. What kind of storms were they going to bring to this world? Listen to the full novel at FameTV.com, direct link in the description.